Welcome to the Let's Talk with Paula show, where we talk about hot topics. We have people that sing, dance, cook. You know, and next week we're going to have I think it's like 4-piece band that's coming on next week. The gentleman was on last week, and he's supposed to come back next week, but you won't see that until like a week behind. But he's supposed to come back on, him and Attorney Bell are supposed to come back on with his group. So look out for that, okay? Tonight I have an official co-host, okay, that's on the books, okay, that you know who he is, and he's been with us since we had curtains, okay. He used to help us, before we got these new cameras, he would help with the cameras and, you know, move them around. Now Tom can do all that stuff from the inside, you know, after he sets them up. But he's been with me since day one that we started out. And that's when Jim was here too. You know, hats off to Jim, and may he be blessed in heaven. And Ed Brown was around, you know, and may he be blessed in heaven. And so we've been around for a long time, and you know, you were around when those guys were hanging around. And to their families, may they continue to know that they are in our hearts. Jim's in our hearts, and Ed Brown's in our hearts, you know. And all those family members that we've all lost, because we've lost from 22-year-olds up during this COVID, pre-COVID, and still continues today. They call it something else, but all of them are respiratory problems, okay? So flu season's getting ready to come around, so senior citizens or those people that got compromised immune systems, you need to go get your flu shot. If it's time for you again, because you only get a pneumonia shot every so often, get your pneumonia shot as well, okay? Now, they actually have another vaccine that's coming out for COVID, okay? So I don't know how you feel about that, but I'm just telling you that your insurance company will pay for it. If you want to go back out there and get your flu shot or your COVID shot, so check with your insurance and make sure that you know whether you have to pay or you don't have to pay, okay? But we are getting ready to hit that season where it's best to be safe than sorry, okay? Now, let's get to the person that helped me out tonight, because I've been not feeling well for like almost 3 weeks. Don't have COVID though, it's another kind of problem. But tonight, so I wouldn't have to really be doing so much. I'd like to tell y'all seen him, y'all known him since, like I said, when we had curtains.
Right.
His name is Liscio. And that's when we were winning all those awards, and then I just stopped. We haven't had an award since then. We got over 13. We got 13 in 1 year.
Was it 13?
And we got more than 13 awards. And then we got radio awards, right,
Yeah,
during that year. We was on the road.
That was that year.
Yeah, and then we had,
that was a great year.
Yeah, because we were doing radio and TV at the time. And so we got awards from, so really, I can put on here award-winning show and radio and TV.
You could.
I know people that do that, right? I just never did it. And Tom asked me one time, long time ago, why so-and-so puts award-winning show, you can still put that on your show, yeah. But we have a whole shelf full of awards that represent radio and TV.
We'll get a reel, make a reel one day. We'll make a reel and, you know, send it in and edit it, you know.
With
all the awards.
Oh, all the awards, yeah. And then we get church awards. So, you know, we got all kinds of awards that we have because the community work that you do, community work that I do, you know, with the church prior to it being closed during COVID. But, you know, God has been good to both of us because we always been customer service and community oriented, you know. And so I want to welcome you. Now I can let you talk to. I just broke Rule 101, okay? Because I should have introduced him from the beginning. So let me introduce you know him by sight and you know him by name, and his name is Liscio. And sometimes they call you Liscio Sport. Okay, so you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, well, you already did that already, but it's cool, Mr. Liscio Sport. I do. Can we just do a moment of silence for the lost ones? You know, to the people that passed. You know, because a lot of people did pass, and still continue to pass for whatever reasons. You know what I mean? But I just feel like we could just do a moment of silence right quick, and you know.
We sure can.
That's possible.
We sure can. So, just if you would bow your head at home, thank you. That was a good suggestion, especially since with these wildfires. We're going to actually, I usually pray, but so you can just do it in your own. He wants us to take a moment of silence, and I'm going to abide by that. So we're going to take a moment of silence. Please bow your head and ask the Lord to, watch over all these families that have lost family members and all those people that have had devastation come into their homes, their lives, and no matter where you live, and no matter, we are all human, like your church says. So we're going to take a moment of silence for a minute. And I would tell you something. Mickey even stopped for a moment of silence.
Oh, for real?
No lie. I lie to you not.
I see him moving now.
His feet, I lie to you not. Mickey's feet was doing this little dance and everything, and I ain't do nothing but hold my hands together, and Mickey just stopped. He just stopped for a moment of silence. So, wow, that's deep.
The universe.
Yeah, that's the universe. That's just the spirit of God, how it moves. And so, everybody, it's for everybody.
It was real quiet, too. It was real quiet.
Like all of a sudden the air conditioning went on.
Exactly.
It did. I heard it. The air conditioning went on.
It was the universe.
Yeah, it was the universe. Yeah, because the air conditioning was blowing and it stopped. I heard it. I heard it when it shut down. And then I was looking down and I saw Mickey. Mickey moving his feet. See, he moving his feet right now.
I see it.
Mickey just stopped. He sure did. He said, "Okay, you said everybody. I'm everybody."
Yeah.
Let's see, air conditioning just came back on.
Okay.
But it did shut down. You heard it?
Yeah.
It got really quiet. Thank you, Lord. We really thank you for that suggestion. Thank you, Lord, because the world does need prayer right now.
All the time.
Yeah, we need to pray.
However you do it. You know what I mean? Prayer is needed.
Whatever you believe.
Whatever you believe.
That's right. And so I thank you for that, because all of us are human. All of us believe in something and somebody. And so that was a very nice gesture that you suggested, and I thank you for that.
Yeah, because like I said, a lot of people done passed, family members, friends.
Oh, we done lost so many family members and close friends.
At one point it was like what's really going on? Like it seemed like it was back to back, like every other week. It seemed like. But it was kind of like every month. But it just felt like it was every week. Like, hey, I just went to this funeral. I got another one. I got another one. Like, it was getting crazy.
And they were all different ages. I mean, even your father passed. Your father passed last year.
It was all
your father passed.
Ages.
It was last year, right? And then your sister and brother's father passed the year before. And so, and then we've had, I'm just saying this, that's a heck of a coincidence that both y'all's fathers passed like almost right behind one another. And even though it was a year apart, but it was just devastating for both all of y'all, because I mean, all of y'all were family. What y'all call us group? When you have family members that blended, we're a blended family, and so it's just been a devastating. Just like the 22-year-old to their family that they have a funeral coming up this Friday, tomorrow, for Donna and Bruce, their daughter. She's 22, and she died of pneumonia. So that's what I'm saying. So guys, it's that time of year where you're supposed to get your flu and your pneumonia shots. If it's that time for that, you need to get it, because I mean, these are respiratory problems that people are dying from. They don't want to call it COVID. Every time I turn around, there's another name for it, but COVID started out as a respiratory problem, okay? And, the variant just keeps changing, and they keep changing the name. When I walked into a store and I saw that they had a sign posted that, get your flu shot or get your COVID shot, and then they send me a note in my text message, tell me it's time for me to get my flu shot. And so, I think that the end of December, first part of September, they try to get people that need to get flu shots. And then if you don't get it soon enough, between the end of August and September, sometimes they're actually running out of it. So I would suggest and recommend that if you're supposed to get a flu shot, you go ahead and get one. I have to get one, so that's why they reminded me early so I can get it. But for those of you that know that you have to get that shot, please go get it. If you have to get your pneumonia shot, please go get it, you know. And I went somewhere and I forgot to take my inhaler, or I couldn't find it when I got where I was going. And, you know, I had to get the medicine called in so I could have it. So please make sure that you have your inhaler if you use one. You know, if you got one that's not going in until like October, put that one in your car. And then, you know, the other one, the new one, no, put that one in your purse. Put the one that's new that you just got, put it in your car. You know, leave it in the box and leave it in your car, you know, so you can have your inhaler so you don't forget or you don't misplace it. Because that's nothing to play with all these respiratory problems that are going on. But anyway, I thank you again for asking us to take that moment because, and to Bruce and Donna for their daughter that just passed away. Every week, like you say, somebody that's child has passed away, a parent has passed away, and a friend, you know.
Yeah, believe it or not, every day someone is passing, and every day is someone's birthday. Every day.
Oh yeah.
Somewhere out here in the world, in the world, somebody's birthday and somebody passed.
But I think the old folks used to say they make room. They make room for people pass away. They make room for the new babies. That's what old people used to say. You know, if somebody pass away, that means that they open up the gate for somebody else to have a baby. You know, and so
the older generation.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying you gotta say older generation.
All generations.
Yeah. I'm saying you saying the older generation used to say. I was saying you gotta say put generation on that because the young generation.
Are now realizing that.
So all in all, what I'm saying is, as far as the generations, the young and the old, we need to come together.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come together and not think that this generation and this generation know more than this generation, and this generation know more than this generation. Nah, it ain't about who know more. And we come together. We know a lot. You know what I mean? You know a lot. I feel like
wisdom.
A lot of wisdom. I feel like the older generation need to listen to the younger generation, and the younger generation need to listen to the older generation.
Now let me tell you something. I don't talk to you about my guests that come on my shows. The last 3, they're not been in a row. But the last 4, I would say that's around somewhere around there, close to around however you are, or they're older. Maybe they might be young because I don't ask people how old they are. But you guys are so deep that y'all are out there really, you putting the same message that the guy was on here last week. He was basically saying the exact same thing. Him, me, and Donald. And I did not talk to you, or I have not talked to anybody. It's spirit-led. This show is always spirit-led. And it is that now we've come to, I think, an agreement on one accord that we all need to, we're all human. We all have insight, whether it's young or whether it's old or middle age. We all have some insight. We all have something that we can offer and give. And advice is really what's needed, because this country is not the country that I grew up in, and I'm not that old, okay? And it's not the country that I grew up in, and I've seen things that are so devastating that have come about in the last 6 to 8 years, and the change has come. And what happens is that we get so distracted by COVID and other things, you know what I mean, that we don't even realize that Congress is sitting over there, not that you're sitting there watching those stations at nighttime, or you pay attention to what's going on your watch, because my watch, it beat me and let me know that is something that I need to look at,
Some
okay?
news or something,
And
right.
then sometimes people just ignore it, you know, because it says news. Oh, I ain't gonna pay no attention to that.
Right.
But no, you need to pay attention because there's so many laws and amendments. Some of them were meant to be changed or voted again on, and some of them wasn't. I've been trying to. I do not have stock in Schoolhouse Rock. Disney took over that. I do not have stock in Walt Disney, but really, you do need to know about the laws, the amendments, how a bill is made. And Schoolhouse Rock used to come in on Saturday mornings as a cartoon, and it sings. It's, you know, you learn a lot of stuff by singing. That's what the guy that was on here last week, he has a message. He calls the whole world his congregation, you know, which, you know, when I had to stop him because I thought we was on the church show. He said, no, 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 no. The whole world is our congregation. So there's some pretty deep things that I think that you guys have come to realize. Just like you said, take a moment to pray for everybody. You got a shirt on that says all are human, you know. You know, and then it's the truth. But I think that we need to pay attention. There's an election that's coming up in November, and most of the time people think these little small elections are not important, but they are. These elections are most important. That's how Trump got all those judges and, you know, people in the office in different places, attorney generals. You know, this is not the time for you to be running for, you know, Congress or anything. But he got all those other people that were put in place that for times such as this, that, you know, he keeps on making appeals and appeals, and he's going to those cities or states that he knows that he appointed the people to. So we need to pay attention and wake up and pay attention to what's going on in Congress, what's going on in your neighborhood. Ask the next person you meet, do you know what's going on in our neighborhood? Because we got an election coming up, and maybe we need to go and look and see what those people that we had, that we voted in.
Is that how we got the Chick-fil-A? Like, is that how, like, you got to vote and then like, oh, are these many people voting?
Well, these people get leases, and I didn't find that out until I actually did a show with a gentleman that sat down and talked with me about Bowie. And I got a lot of information from him. And, you know, we were just talking about different places and things that people need to go out and really look and see what's going on in our communities. He didn't say that. This is my opinion. He did not say this, okay? So I'm not putting anything that I learned on this person. We had a conversation. That was it. From that conversation, I learned a lot of stuff about Bowie itself, okay, that I passed on in my show at that particular time. But I was kind of heartbroken. I don't know if they had anything to do with Chick-fil-A, but I know that Capital One Bank, it's been sitting there forever, and it keeps on saying that the Kentucky Fried Chicken is coming and it ain't come yet. They changed the Mexican place next to Applebee's. I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with no conversation. You just open up your eyes and you see this stuff going on.
It been like that for a long time. You talking about, I know you're talking about on 301.
That Mexican place right there on 301. They shut that down and never put anything else, you know, back in its place. It's my understanding that, you know, the place where, you know, some places that you like to go to might not get their permits extended, or they might have a different idea about what they want to do with it. The movie theater that everybody goes to,
what happened to the movie
they
theater?
closed the movie theater down. You know, they didn't close it down. It's just that they didn't extend their permit.
I thought they was about to, you know, like redo it. You know?
I did too, and a lot of people did. But then they said they said no. You got to go down to Crofton if you want to go see the movies.
That's the closest one.
You know, Crofton or someplace else, but you can't go in Bowie. But see, that's something that you could get your city council people to talk to somebody, because if it's not Regal, you can get AMC. I don't have no stock in any of those companies either, but you could get AMC or some movie theater to come back up there, because people, you know, COVID devastated a lot of businesses, but now we're supposed to be thriving and trying to grow again, guys. So we need to see what is our city council doing to make our city thrive, okay? You go down to Crofton. Crofton, when I first moved to Bowie, was like Bowie is right now. And Bowie was the one that was thriving. But now, We look like how Crofton used to look, and Crofton is the place to be. I mean, I love my city, but we need to make sure that we grow like that.
Crofton.
You know, they got townhouses and townhouses that have stores underneath of them, and they got anything you name is down there.
They got a Wegmans.
Yeah, they got a Wegmans. Yep, anything you if you go down that corridor, you can see it. Gambrels, you know, they built up over there. I remember when it was hardly nothing there either.
But they, coming down 301, they cut a lot of trees. Or I don't know if you noticed on the other side going in Crofton, they cut a lot of trees down, right? But I'm sitting there like, what, they about to put homes or more stores?
Well, I'm telling you, Crofton is doing a little bit of everything. They make this so that young people can buy.
I'm talking about Bowie.
Oh, Bowie.
Yeah, right across from Walmart.
Right across from Walmart?
Yeah, they cut some trees down, a lot of trees down, like they about to do something. I'm like, either they gonna put homes or stores.
I don't know. I don't know, but that's something that you ask your city council member about.
You
gotta go to the city council meetings. You gotta look at the. They on break right now, but you know now's the time for you to look and see whether or not those people that said whatever they were going to do did what they said they were going to do, because. They raised our taxes, right? So we're one of the highest tax places in this area. We also have, they say, the people's incomes high. But then, if that's the case, then why is it that we can't move forward and make Bowie be better than Crofton? I ain't talking about y'all down in Crofton, but because I go down there, and I think that y'all have done a fantastic job. I just wish that we would do the same thing here in Bowie. You know, we have all these parks and stuff for young people and the old people that can go to and enjoy themselves. But if you ain't got no people, then they just land.
That's what it come down to, is coming together.
Yeah, we do. So we need young people on the city council, guys. Don't take yourself for granted. It's an age limit, but go out there and look it up. Go out there and see what does it. Type in Google. What do I have to do to get an application? Excuse me, to be on the city council in Bowie, Maryland, okay? It'll tell you everything that you need to know. If you want to run for mayor, just put in there, what do I have to do to run for mayor? In Bowie, superintendent of schools or whatever offices that are available. Look it up for Bowie, okay? Because we want to make our area grow. We had a gentleman here that was from Laurel, right? Main Street, when we used to go over there and get them cheeseburgers when you was young.
The little mini burgers.
Right, but they were the only one that was over there they would let, because the Main Street City Hall didn't have anything that you could do really over there, except for maybe a few little theater, not home theaters. It wasn't even a home theater. It was like where you could go see plays and stuff over there. Well, a guy that was on here a few months ago got it so that they can actually now on Main Street have restaurants that can play bands, they can have music, live bands can play. It's a name for whatever they got passed, but Main Street is now going to look different. It's going to look like when you go up Route 1, how you see all those stores and stuff up there on Route 1?
Oh, really?
They're going to change Main Street so it looks like those and people can go in there and do business, right? So
it's not going to look like old Laurel.
Nope. And they fought for it. They got it passed, and he's the first person that got that rule passed, and he's a business owner, and so we got a lot of places, here that if you have a band or something or you're playing music, they want to shut you down because the people that don't want to have the music in the places and the businesses. I know one time, and I don't know what happened. This is my opinion. Because I do not know what happened, but I remember when we first moved up here that you could go to Applebee's and have karaoke night during this time of year. I don't think that they have that anymore.
And Fridays too.
And Fridays too.
Some Fridays, I don't know about this particular one, but some Fridays they were having DJs and karaoke.
Right, and
I get it though. On why maybe they took it out, if they took it out, because. Sometimes, when people get intoxicated, they do too much. So maybe you know, something happened, maybe it was like an altercation or something, and, you know, and they just were like, oh, nah, we're not
That's all over the world, though.
Yeah.
So we can't just shut down our whole city. What we need to do is to have more police, or the people need to have more security, or whatever.
Control your substance.
Oh yeah.
Control yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, go excuse yourself outside or something. I mean, you know what I mean? If you too, you know what I mean?
But I've never been in Applebee's on Longhorn. Those are my two favorite spots. Where I've ever seen anybody have any altercations in the parking lot. I've never seen anybody have any disputes inside their stores, and that's my opinion when I've been there. And so I can't understand why, you know, they don't play music though either. Well, Applebee's did. They would play music. Applebee's still plays music, but I'm just saying they used to have the karaoke down there. I don't know if they have that anymore. During the summertime, I would look forward to going down and listening to people sing. You know,
sometimes, you know. Sometimes music it be too loud too. Like,
well, I'm quite sure if you ask the people just to turn it down, so they sound like an old person. So I think that if you ask them to turn it down a little bit, I don't think they would have a problem with doing that.
Hear all that while they eating, you know, or trying to, you know, have a date. I don't want to hear all that.
But then you go to a place where you know it's quiet. Okay, go to Olive Garden doesn't play. Go to Olive Garden. You know, go to Longhorn. But there are people that would like to have music. So you have to change your choices. You don't have to make the whole town change the choice because you want to be able to sit down and talk to your girl, okay? Take her someplace where it's quiet. I don't know if BJ's plays music or not. I don't frequent that spot that often, so I don't know. I don't think they do. If it is, it's not loud. I'm just giving you some names where you can go, okay? But I mean, it's a lot of people that used to like to go down to Applebee's during the summertime for karaoke. You know what I mean?
Just for karaoke.
Just for karaoke, you know. I don't know if they,
a little drink.
It's where everybody knows your name, you know, kind of thing, you know. So, I mean, I hope they don't do anything to Applebee's because that is a family place where you can go, along with these other stores that I name. I go visit all of them, okay? But we need to pay attention and make sure what our legislature here in our city, what they are prohibiting and not prohibiting, and you make that vote on your own. Don't listen to, like, we have two conversations going here. One said, oh, they play the music too loud. The other one said, well, you go to one and you don't. So you have to make your own decision on what you think should be or shouldn't be. Don't listen to somebody else. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to me. That's your preference, okay? When last time I checked, that this was a democracy that is in this country where you have choices of opinions and places and things, and that's why they have varieties for us to be able to go different places. But if we don't watch out, we're going to be back to where we were a long time ago, where you can't go places and you can't do things and no new growth comes. So I'm just saying, run for the city council. Run for one of those positions. Go get an application before it's too late. All you got to do is fill out the application and pay $25, okay? Go look up and see what those people are doing in city council or doing, you know, or not doing for yourself. Then make a real decision on what it is that you need to do. Because Bowie is a good place to live, okay? And we can make it look like Crofton. Come on, you know? I mean, if it snows, I wouldn't even mind living in a condo then you just go with the shops like they have in D.C., you know? I mean, I might even move, you know, out of my house and go to a place like that. So if it snows, I don't have to worry about it. I can just go downstairs, you know? So townhouses and condos and things like that, you know, and then we need to kind of watch what's going on with these HOAs and, you know, and those kind of people that are putting rules and regulations on you. You need to make sure before you buy on whether or not that's the kind of community that you want to live in. I don't have anything against them, but I'm just saying that you just need to make sure before you move into a community what kind of restrictions that you have, okay? And see who's making those restrictions, you know? It's time for us to wake up. He tells me all the time, Ma, it's 2023, and I think we went to sleep during COVID, and we still ain't woke up some folks, okay? So now we need to wake up, guys, and revitalize Bowie, That's what we need to do, revitalize our city. And the only way we can do that is to make sure that the people that are responsible for passing these laws or whatever they do, is that they're making them so that it's fair to all the people and not just one group of people. And then when the election comes around for your president and your city council, your congressmen and senators and stuff, you need to make sure that everybody gets out and vote well again. So good night from Lady Night.